Hey everybody, welcome to Buffalo Plus. Mike Catalano along with Dan Fates. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Training camp taking a break now. The Bills will be off tomorrow. They were on the field today, and Dan, it got a little feisty. And I was surprised at who was in the middle of it.
Yeah, Josh Allen was in the thick of it. It was actually the last play of practice. Again, part of the practice that we can't film, so we don't have any video for you. So let our words paint the picture. Josh Allen goes for a run along the goal line. Jordan Phillips tries to take a swipe at the ball. I don't know if he hits Josh Allen's hand or shoulder. Allen goes in the end zone and then turned right around and got up in Phillips' face. Gave him a little shove, and a skirmish ensued.
Now look, in the old school way of fights at training camp, this was not a fight. This was pushing and shoving. I'll put it to you this way. If it was hockey, it wouldn't even be a 2-minute minor.
Correct.
Okay.
It was an after the whistle, everybody's all...
But it is 17. It is the quarterback. Look, yesterday, Ed Oliver got close to his legs. And now, it's not intentional, but it's sometimes a little careless. And this, from what we saw, it didn't look like anything that egregious. But if you're Josh Allen and somebody's swatting towards your hands on a play like that, he doesn't want to see that.
Yeah, I think Allen escalated that situation, if I can put it that way. Not to say that he's 100% to blame. He took offense to it. He said some things after the skirmish where you thought, okay, it's over. Allen was still pretty hot and heated after everything kind of calmed down, and then the team went and ran along the sidelines. It's nerve-wracking seeing 17 in the middle with a whole bunch of other guys pushing and shoving.
Yeah, the whole team is out there. And I believe Josh, I'll just paraphrase, says, I do not believe your education was at the level that it should be. How does that sound?
Well said.
Yeah, he might have said something a little different than that to Jordan Phillips. So, it's two veterans, but one's the quarterback. Let's go to the good news for Bills fans. Certainly, you saw him out there right away, seeing Micah Hyde.
Yeah, Micah Hyde was back, wasn't in pads, but it was just nice to see him out there. He was kind of working along this far field behind us with the other defensive backs. So he's around his team, walking, and to quote Rex Ryan, I'm not a doctor, but no real noticeable limp, looked sore. That's what Sean McDermott said. He is day-to-day with soreness right now, but it doesn't seem like it is. There was no brace. There was no massive change to his walk or cadence. So positive sign, I thought, all around.
Yeah, look, if he was hurt, they wouldn't call him day-to-day.
And he
it would
wouldn't
be
out here.
week to week, and he wouldn't be out here. There'd be no reason. Micah Hyde was out here, so take a breath. It appears the Bills avoided anything kind of major. It might have stemmed the Allen incident with the guys wearing pads, and it can be, but they did put on the pads today. It is different when they put on the pads. The mindset is a little different. It started right away with Sean McDermott.
Yeah, McDermott said he couldn't sleep last night. He goes,
excuse me, I mean Johnny Cash.
All black everything,
Man
with
in black,
sunglasses. Yeah. But McDermott said, I didn't sleep well last night. And he goes, I don't know why I didn't sleep well. And he goes, I think it's in my bones that it was practice. We were in pads today. So that was it. And Mike, you were also just talking to Kyer Elam as he walked by right before we started recording this about what it was like to be in the pads.
Yeah, I said, what'd you think of the pads? He goes, love it. It's real football. I got to tell you, Elam doesn't back away from anything. Gets into it a little bit. Again, when we were joking about where's the first skirmish going to come from, I voted for 24, not 17, but it wasn't him.
Yeah.
But it is different when they wear the pads. It is a little more physical. It's not like the old days, and it wasn't like they went in goal line situations, but it is a different thing for them.
Yeah, and Mike, you asked Sean McDermott, where is that fine line between ramping up the intensity you're in pads and also, like we saw with Micah Hyde yesterday and Josh Allen getting kind of rolled up on? It's a delicate balance to have, and it's tough. I think it's a tricky situation. And McDermott said, it's not easy.
No, it's not, because you're trying to prepare. But guess what you're preparing for? To be healthy when you're in L.A. for that opening game. So there is that balance, and it does get more physical. And I said to you yesterday, and we talked about it here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, this is where the dog days begin, because they've had practice. Now, this is one of those days. It's nice out, actually. It's a little breezy, it's a little cooler. A lot of the players had their families here. It's that kind of day. Like, they want to get through the day. They're missing their families. They got the whole week next week. I think this is when the dog day set in. It's when a little frustration set in. Put on the pads, make it a little more physical, and that can ramp it up.
I liked it. And another guy that stood out today, we sound like a broken record. Isaiah McKenzie had he had the highlight of the day before Josh Allen in the skirmish. Josh found him over the back of the end zone, acrobatic catch, went up, caught the ball, almost it felt like at goalpost height, and then got his feet down in. It was another, again, he continues to stack these positive days, and he stands out daily.
I think the only thing they're going to look for from Isaiah is consistency. Now, he did have a drop. I'll call it a drop right before that. Little sideline out, and you got to catch those. Like, you don't want to be the guy that, when that happens, that you're giving up the easy ones. He's not really known as a guy who drops the ball very often,
right.
But if you're going to be a regular on that team. But I got to tell you, sometimes we can all get fooled by what goes on in training camp. I don't think we're fooled by McKenzie now. I think every guy we've talked to, when we joke about the way Isaiah is, they're like, he's a heck of a football player, and he's been proving it out here.
Another guy that has stood out to me on a positive note, I think Dawson Knox has had another strong camp. I haven't seen any big drop-off. On the other side, I know he talked about how guys that maybe disappointed us, I'll throw O.J. Howard now in the mix. He just hasn't made any of those big plays. Massive body. He may be off to the side of us right now. I don't know.
He is.
That's why I'm whispering. But he just hasn't had those big plays yet.
No, I mean, the truth is, it's certainly 1 and then 2. We're not talking about a competition here. We're talking about getting both tight ends on the field.
That's it.
And look, he is a big guy. He can be a physical player on the point of attack. That's what they're going to need from him. They also want him to be able to catch the ball. There is a role for him as that second tight end. I don't know where Tommy Sweeney is with this team, again, in this case. But O.J. Howard, to me, has got to show a little bit more. Now, it's early. He's learning a new offense, all those things.
Is he coming over at us?
He's there. He's got his little baby. Look, we're just being football critical here, only because you have high expectations for a guy who was a high draft pick, is a physically imposing player, has dealt with some injuries, but I want to see more because I think there's more there from him.
There was another ball that was thrown. It was a seam route from Josh Allen. It's one of those plays where you've seen Rob Gronkowski make it for years. It's a back shoulder throw. He goes up, comes down with it. Howard mistimed his jump, didn't get the height on it, and it's a pitch and catch they kind of got to make, and I don't think the throw was bad.
No.
So that's a play Howard's got to make. Moving forward, we've talked about Ken Dorsey wanting to run this 12 personnel and running these 2 tight end sets. That may be out the window if Howard isn't proving that he's worthy of being out on the field.
Well, other guys will get playing time. Again, they think they can be a matchup nightmare with 2 big tight ends, but you need the second guy to come through for him. Again, it's still early. It's only been a week into this camp, but we'd like to see more from him. You're going to see plenty more from us. Again, they're off tomorrow and then back on Monday. If you get a chance to get out here to Fisher and you can find tickets, come out. I think the fans are enjoying themselves. I think you will too. But if you don't get out, or you do and you just want to recap, Buffalo Plus channel on YouTube. By the way, Jenna's great. She's away at a wedding. She gets a lot of weddings.
A lot of weddings. A lot of her friends are getting married.
Yes. It's not her wedding. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not her wedding. But she's away. She'll be back. She'll be back next week.
She's going to watch this too.
She probably will. She should be having fun.
Yep.
But what's more fun than watching Buffalo Plus on YouTube?
Well said. Play this at the reception.
Yeah, exactly. Play it for everybody. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Jenna, who's, doing the Macarena somewhere. And for Dan Fates, I'm Mike Catalano. We'll see you next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on Buffalo Plus.